Okay, I'm here with Matthew Bishop of The Economist to get his summary of how his Davos has been. What's been the mood here? And speak loudly because we're right in the middle of the crowd here.
Well, the mood has been, very, very, very negative in all the discussions, the formal discussions. People are really worried about the world economy, and it's going to get much, much worse, judging by what the business leaders are talking about. And then other people who aren't directly related to business have also been very gloomy as well. Putin has been wandering around being rude and surly and a sort of regular Dr. Evil figure. And then also you've had a row with the Prime Minister of Turkey storming off stage and flying out.
So is this underlying pressures? People are really feeling the pain of
I think people are fraught. I mean, maybe it was because there weren't enough parties at Davos, normal style, for the first part of the week, although that has now got much better. It turns out to be a myth that the parties were being scaled
So
down.
where were you last night? How many parties did you go to?
Well, about 3 or 4, and the last one was the Google party, which obviously was supposed to be a light lounge, but in fact they sort of flew in various pop singers, and it was people dancing till the early hours. So I think maybe, though, given how depressed people were, it may be quite good for the world economy if some of these business leaders actually feel a bit more optimistic and cheerful.
Have you felt that there's been a sort of an obsession about the crisis here?
It's an absolute obsession, and I think partly because anyone who was optimistic about the economy at last year's Davos didn't get invited back. So you've got only those who are really negative, like Nouriel Roubini, coming in and basically reinforcing his brand by being even gloomier than he was last year. So hopefully if they're wrong this year, they'll bring some optimists back next year.
Okay, what about your Davos personally? Any particular standout sessions you were involved in?
Well, because I had my book Philanthrocapitalism here, we had a couple of sessions discussing that. One was a kind of, I guess, the most optimistic session of the whole of this Davos. We had Tony Blair, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, Mohammed Yunus, and Jet Li, the Chinese film star and philanthropist, all actually making a passionate case for the business community and the wealthy people of the world to actually show leadership in these social crises by actually giving back both of their money and their time, and to actually be positive rather than negative.
And what has come out of that on the philanthropy side? Is there a sense that all of these philanthropic initiatives are going to come to a halt? Someone was just telling me that they're not afraid for the funding for 2009. It's more 2010 that people are scared about.
Well, two things. I think a lot of the traditional non-profits are going to have to make the case for why they should get the funding. And I think a lot of the big philanthropists are going to say, we're going to fund the best. And we'll let those that aren't so important go. So we want the best to survive stronger than ever. The other thing is I think a lot of companies are going to actually say that we need to give more evidence of our commitment to society, because otherwise we're just going to be seen as people who are cutting jobs. And so if we can actually show that we have a social mission as well as a profit mission, and I think that they will actually be having a better reception from the public at large. And I think one of the things we may see emerge from this Davos is actually a belief that capitalism needs to be reshaped in a way that is more values driven rather than shareholder value driven.
Does that mean capitalism is going to be reshaped into communism?
Well, hopefully
or socialism?
Hopefully Philanthrocapitalism.
Philanthrocapitalism, which happens to be the title of your new book.
It does indeed.
Okay, thank you.